Hello. It's been a minute, but I'm back. Y'all like my mermaid look? I was so scared to install this hair, and I have had it for a while, but I was gonna dye it like a toned down color. My niece, she's a year younger than me, she put it in, and she was like, yeah, do it, it's cute. And not like she was telling me, her husband was telling me, and I was like, ooh, I look like a hood rat. But I tried to class it up a little bit, but I do like it. It's very different. Um, it is February 2nd, and it's been cold, snowing, raining right now. Like a large part of the country is dealing with nor'easter. So it's like blizzards all from, I think they said Maine to Texas, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm over the winter time. And I'm in Tennessee. We usually have mild winters, but we've had like 2 big snowstorms, and it's been like 19 degrees, and it's been very cold. I'm sick of it. I'm over it. I live for a trip, and my family's Jamaican, so like I'm always down to go to Jamaica any possible chance I get. I'm going to Mexico in like 45 days, so I'm really ready for that. But I had to put this vacation hair in just to like give me the vibe, even though it's cold and it's raining. But anyway, I'm back. I missed a week because my hair wasn't done. And I don't know about y'all, I just be like real down in the dumps when my hair isn't done. And it's really crazy. I think it's like a sickness, but it really affects my mood. So I usually plan ahead, but we fall off. We fall down, but we get back up again. Here we are. So anyway, I want to talk about, I was having a conversation with my best friend, and we were just talking about things we've learned and like how we've changed now that we are in our like early and mid 30s. And it's crazy. We've been friends for like 13 years, and the growth that we've had is like amazing. I'm so proud of us. Like, we're the shit, if I can't say so myself. Anyway, relationships. We all have them. We love them. They're fun. They're heartbreaking sometimes, and sometimes they are meant to teach you a lesson about yourself, about people, just about life in general. And one thing we were talking about is just how important it is to really like take it slow. Life is short, but it's not that short that we have to jump into situations that may not be good for us. It's a real big thing on social media. People are always talking about like red flags. And it's so funny. We talk sometimes and we're like, is this a red flag? And I'll be like, yeah, hell yeah, that's a red flag. And I'll text her like all flag emojis. That's just what I do. But certain things that she has taught me over the years that I am so appreciative of. And I look back, and she's my best friend. She's like a sister. She's a few years older than me, but it's kind of like she's like my mom. Back your mom tells you stuff, and well, my mom, she's always like, one day you're gonna listen to me, or one day you're gonna look back and wish you had listened. And it's so funny. I said something to her daughter, who is 16, and my mom said it to me when I was, in high school at that age. And it's so crazy. I'm just like, oh my God, either I'm getting old, or like my mama was really right. She knew what she was talking about. I think she did. I think she was right. I can go ahead and admit it. So thanks, Mom. I wish I would have listened. I'm gonna try to start listening more. But yeah, so my best friend tells me things, and sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. But one thing we were talking about recently is like being equally yoked. And when she first used to talk to me about that, I was in a really bad relationship, like one of the worst, maybe not the worst, but one of the worst. And she used to always say, I just don't think you guys are equally yoked. And I grew up in the church. I go to church actively online, Bedside Baptist. But I talk to the Lord, all of that. But I did not really fully comprehend what it meant to be equally yoked. And I think that is something very important that we should think about when we are out here dating or thotting and bopping or whatever we're doing. Because two people who are not equally yoked cannot come together and make a proper omelet. It's just not gonna be right. And it ends up bad when you try to make something work that is just not gonna work. And we were having a conversation just randomly. She was telling me about, her little Valentine's boo or whatever. And, we were just discussing, and, he seems like a good guy. I really hope it works out. I told her, I was like, just let me know so I can be, good and in shape for my bridesmaid's dress, and, make it a color that's gonna go good with my skin and everything. Like I have to say so. But anyway, I'm just being funny. But yeah, I really think it's important for people to be equally yoked. As far as culture-wise, family values, just morals. Do you wear your seatbelt? Do you litter? Do you think that's a big deal, or do you not care? Do you believe in God, for real, or you just say you do because it sounds good? Do you value the family get-togethers at Christmas time or on Sundays or whenever your family gets together? Do you are you a Democrat, Republican, Independent? Did you vote? Are you the reason that we had Trump a few years ago? Do you believe in disciplining your kids? Do you think it's important for children to participate in sporting activities, or do you think it's okay for them to just, parlay at the house all day and not do nothing, be couch potatoes? Do you like to go out and go to clubs? Do you like to travel? Are you able to get a passport? Can you leave the country legally? Things like that. A lot of times we overlook or we don't even consider. I know one thing that I have realized is a really big deal to me. All of those things I mentioned, as far as family time, loving the Lord, not being a shithead and throwing your stuff out on the, in the parking lot, but also how do you treat wait staff at restaurants? Are you respectful? Do you tip? Do you tip accordingly? I'm gonna tell you something, it's really, some of these things, if you don't do it, for example, I used to always tip 15%. Nails, the eyebrow lady, the restaurant, whatever, 15%. If the service was at least mediocre, I would give them 15%. If it was bad, I have a little bit of Karen in me, so I'm gonna ask to speak to the manager, because I'm not gonna pay my money and you be rude to me. But if you do your job, I'm gonna give you 15%. My little sister, kinda, my brother's girlfriend, I don't know what they are, don't matter. But my little sister, she is a waitress, right? And a bartender, kind of mix, whatever. Apparently she's very good because she makes good money. Had me want to go wait tables, but I'm too old and my attitude ain't set up to deal with people like that. The way my face works, I'm good for over the phone customer service, not in person. Not no more. I'm too old. I don't have time. I'll get fired. But she told me one time, I think we were out getting drinks or something, and I think she asked me, like, what are you leaving for a tip? And I told her, and she was like, girl, like, I always tell people, if you don't have the money to come out to eat at home. And I was like, what you mean they got the money? I got the money, like 15%. Isn't that good? And so she had to school me, and she was like, no, 20% is acceptable. Or no, 18. What did she say? I didn't take the lesson good, and that was my whole point. Oh, Lord. I think she said 18%, and if the service is good, then 20%. But I've just changed it from 15 to 18. Or maybe she said 20 to 25. I don't know, but she said 20 is good because we've gone out again, and I'm like, oh yeah, remember that time you told me? So I like to take let me get my words together. The thing about me is, if somebody tells me something and I don't know, I'm not aware, and it makes sense. Now, she was like, you need to get 50%. Just like how y'all saw when my brother was like, you need to invest 50% of your income. I was like, you're tripping. I'm not doing that. Because that didn't make sense for me. If that's, what you can afford to do, cool. I can't do that. But if she said something outrageous, I wouldn't have went with it. But she was like, yeah, this is standard now, and 15% is, that's old. That's not what we do anymore. So I have, adjusted that. So now I tip 20%. Michelle, if you watch this, let me know if I'm wrong, if I didn't get the lesson right. I'm pretty sure I did, but yeah, so 20%. Some people, and a lot of times men especially, are not able to take lessons, and like, that's just something I have encountered. And that's something I don't like, because I feel like we're all lifelong learners. You don't know everything. Things change, they get updated. And so like, that's a big thing for me. And somebody who cannot take lessons or adjust their behavior, we're not equally yoked. It's not gonna never work. Like, you have to be flexible, you have to adjust, you have to get better. Again, that's what I'm on the journey to do. Every day that I wake up, every month I set a different goal, and I'm like, actively trying to meet it. So like, I would want my partner to be the same way. That's something I've encountered, that men are like, nah, that's the way I do it, and it's right, and I'm not changing. That's not cool. That's not gonna work. Never, ever, ever, ever. But yeah, so we were just talking about, people being equally yoked, thinking long term, and it's funny, when you look and you plan for your future, and you think like, oh, by the time I'm 25, I'm gonna have this and this, I'm gonna have this job, I'm gonna be planning my wedding. By the time I'm 30, I'm gonna do this, and then when I'm 45, I'm gonna retire. Like, that's what you think, and things don't always go as planned. And I look back and I think about the lessons that I've learned, and things that, like, if I would have slowed down and really like analyzed people, situations, and been like, you know what, this is a deal breaker. This is not gonna work. I cannot deal with you being like this, or having this disposition or attitude about every situation, or always thinking you're right and never wanting to listen to advice or suggestions from people who may have already been there. I would have saved myself a lot of time, and a heartbreaker too. So that is my challenge to whoever is watching this, to really take it slow and learn people's behavior, learn their opinions, definitely respect, what they have to say or how they feel, and really just, if it's not for you, it's not for you, and just kind of let it go, and don't try to make, a thing if it's not. And that is something I have learned along the way, and I have started to implement, and it's working. It's working very well, and hopefully it will work for you guys too. Again, thank you so much for subscribing, liking, sharing. Pass it on to a friend. I have a guest for next week, so hopefully we'll have like a nice juicy topic, something that's really interesting. I just wanted to come on here and speak to the people. And because I missed last week, I'm trying to really be consistent. I want to grow this channel. I'm new to this. I'm trying to figure it out. I bought a camera and then I was like, I don't even, I don't know. I downloaded some apps. I'm trying to figure some stuff out to make this channel better. But hopefully, the goal is always that you are entertained and, maybe you learn something, or it'll just jog a thought or start a conversation or something like that. So please leave a comment and let me know if you tried to make some stuff work with somebody who was not equally yoked and it ended badly, or if it worked out. Maybe they were able to change their ways and see the light and adjust, or not. Anyway, have a good one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.